we are cleared to take off from runway 17 at Bujumbura in Burundi. Sometimes it's runway 35, depends on the wind of course. But we get to take off over the harbour, which is nice. And we'll be turning left immediately onto track. So let's throttle up and we'll brake off. We're rolling. 20 knots, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, rotating. Positive rate of climb, yes, and gear up. And flaps are coming up. Now we need to climb to 8,000 feet when we get over there. So let's start our turn. We'll have a look at the lovely water when we come back.
007, continue for self-departure.
Mike India Golf 1.
Warren Tower, Mike India Golf 007, continue for self-departure.
Aha, now there's that water feature I mentioned in the pilot's notes. There's the baby on. So if we line ourselves up with that water feature, we'll be heading pretty much on track. So let's do that. Yeah, out this direction. And we're pretty good. Of course, use your maps, whatever navigational aids you have to help you. Mike India Golf 1.
Warren Tower, Mike India Golf 007, frequency change.
And get ready to climb. So I'm climbing now and enjoy the spectacular scenery. So we've got to climb about 5,500 feet. The runway starts at 2.5. We have to go to 8. That's a pretty steep climb. Now if you've got a low powered aircraft you might need to circle over the bay or over the airport a few times before you get to this altitude. Luckily we're in the Mucky Superjet jet trainer, which Italian make. Australia used it for many years, and obviously they have bushfire here. We can climb anywhere. It's a nice reference point. Saves a few hundred feet if you can get through there, which we can. We're going to. Now we're only 6,500 feet. There's still some higher terrain to come, but wow, look at that! See where the bushfires went through. Amazing. Yeah, wow. Is that a grass strip there? Possibly. Sure, enterprising bush pilot could land on it. Now we're still climbing. It's 6,900 now. So let's say 7,000 for this ridge. And not a moment too soon. And we're still climbing. We'll reach the high point momentarily. 7.5. Climbing. This might be the highest point here, so crossing this ridge at 7,900, which is pretty close to 8,000, so I think that was it. I think that was the highest point. And it is it's about a third of the way to, so maybe 15, 16 miles to Gitega. So I'm going to speed up to expedite the demo, but of course you'll probably want to take your time and really smell the roses. Just checking my track. Yes, we're still on track. Now Gitega itself, Gitega is it's not a large city at all, so we'll fly over it in a minute. But as I said, if you've got light aircraft, you might want to land there, walk around, have a picnic. really check out the scenery. Now our outbound and inbound legs are almost parallel, so I'm just adjusting my track to about a mile. It's only about a mile or two to the north, to be sitting right on my selected outbound track. It's about 2 miles at this point, as it gets closer to Gitega. Still need to go about a mile to the north. And now turning right, because I want to bring you in exactly on track so we get the same sight picture as we approach the waypoint. That's the idea. Okay, now turning a bit harder to get right on track. And yep, that's it. About 8 miles out. Spot on. Let's go to the GoPro. So at the moment you can't see anything of the destination. To this wonderful gully to the north and south. 8 miles out. I'd say about 5 miles we'll start to see some features. Some very interesting terrain down there. Now we can start to see that cleared patch on the hill in front. That's a good indication. Now from memory, the airport is just beyond that colour. Now I'm going to pull up, so I have descended. If I come in at 7,000 feet, see that patch points almost like an arrow towards the airport, I think. No. I'm looking at the wrong patch. We're already here. There it is. There it is. Anyway, that patch was very visible. And as you can see, the airport less so, but there it is. I'll slow right up now. So yeah, I'm sure you could land there in the right aircraft. So here's Gitega in one view. We can see the whole town, whole city. I'm going to start gently turning right. And I'm going to keep the altitude up a bit so we can spot the next turn point. I can already see it actually. It's a large grey building. It's not tall, but it's rather large. Pretty much centre view right now at the base of those two hills. So I'm going to approach it very slowly, just keep a simple sight picture for you. So this is 160 knots. Very slow for this aircraft. For general aviation, it's probably a little bit fast, and this is what you see. So there it is, centre screen right now. That's waypoint 2. It's the most obvious landmark in the picture. It's got a river around the base of it, 2 hills behind it, clearing and a large grey building. Now, come to a very hard right turn. And there's ancillary buildings there too, a courtyard. Excellent. So turn as hard as I can. Back towards the west, and we'll see what we're going to see. It's a turn a bit too far, that's it. We can see the airport on the right already. And let's look hard right with our GoPro. And there's Gitega. Keep myself on track, I'm wandering to the right. Let's get back on track, try to get a good sight picture. I'll just look out the window. There it is. So there you go, it's probably the most remote capital, one of the most remote ones in the world tour in terms of quite difficult terrain and about 40 miles from the nearest functioning airport. So there you go. Now it's full steam ahead, or take your time, whatever you fancy, and cruise back to Bujumbura. I'm going to speed up, expedite the return, make sure I'm on track, I'm a little bit right. There we go. So I'm tracking about 280 back to the airport. 28 on your compass, or 280. It's a little bit north of west. Might as well have some fun, as I like to do as I approach those formidable mountain range up ahead. We can afford a couple of minutes of low level, I think. Some very isolated dwellings out here, and very, very rolling terrain. Look at the light, the quality of light on those trees is just extraordinary. This is a real, what's the time? It's 9:40 AM. Yeah, this is a real tropical climb, dry light. Recognise it very well from Australia. Everything gets a bit washed out. It's almost difficult to look at, the light's so bright. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Right, so now I'll start climbing. So much to explore down here. Start climbing and get on track. We'll make some progress back to the airport. And everywhere you look, you see something new. So it looks like a lot of farming, olives or something. They're growing on these sunny ridges. It's 7,000 feet. We know we've got an 8,000 foot ridge up ahead there to cross. A little bit left to track. A couple of very green areas too. They've obviously got some irrigation system working. Another one coming up on the left. Yeah, very green there. There. Okay, climbing for 8,000 feet to clear this last ridge. What's this flight time? 13 minutes. 13 minutes. Yeah, the quality of light's just amazing. Look at the GoPro onto that. Nice. So about 15 miles out, I guess, from our destination. And as we crest the last ridge, we start to see the water on the left. And it's all downhill from here, so to speak, in a nice way. There's that little V-shaped gap we flew through on the way up, I reckon, right in front of us. And of course now looking left and right I can see more, especially on the right, there's a much gentler valley that we can fly up. Yeah. So that's another part of the fun, is finding the path of least resistance through these hills. Actually that one's not too bad. Come up there and turn to the right. It's a bit more gentle. So that's a lot of fun. Let's press on. Let's go right through this gap. Nice. My stomach is lifting as we go downhill and across the where they obviously had these devastating bushfires recently. Just this area is very it's recovering. Obviously it's got trees, but it's obviously had a fire. And there's our water feature straight in front, the one we saw on the way out. Fantastic. Airport must be just beyond it. Let's see where they want us to land. 119.7. No, actually, I want to go straight to the tower. That will be this one. Mike India Golf 2.
Foreign Tower, Mike India Golf 0075 miles southeast.
So, do we land to the south or the north?
Mike India Golf 007 Bujumbura Tower. Altimeter 29.902, wind 270 and tree. Center left base runway tree 5.
North, okay. Mike India Golf 1.
000, wind 270 and tree. Clear to land runway tree 5.
Righto. Mike India Golf 1. So what she's saying is I can fly straight across there, do a left turn and land, so I guess we might as well do it. Should do what we're told most of the time. There's runway 35. So yeah, it's a very nice area to explore too. So I'll turn out here over the dark green bit and just do a slow circle, or the river mouth. The river mouth, that's a good landmark. Turn left over there, it's a bit wide, but I'll do a slow circle back to land. So I might turn a bit earlier, why not? We don't have to stick to our plans. Now where's the airport? Yeah, that's why I don't want to go too far. Right there, okay. I'm going to slow up. Start my left turn. Pop speed brakes. Yeah, you go too far, you lose sight of the airport. There we go. Gears coming down. And flaps down full. Speed brake in. Oops, got a bit slow there. There's the airport. Yep. Okay. Alright, I can see it now. Yeah, I went out way too far. Should have just gone to the end of that beach. It's all good, live and learn. It's all part of the fun. And we can see a nice approach marked out for us. Gap through the trees. Very nice. Oh, it's so helpful. And what a lovely beach we're landing over too, wow. Anyway, let's focus on the landing. So we've got three greens, yes, gears down, flaps are down 4. Fuel is good. Speed's 128. Coming down to 2574 to land. We're about 200 feet now. Runway 35 and a little bit slow, 106 at the threshold, a bit more power as we flare. Bit of crosswind as well, might be a bit rough this one. It is, yeah. At least I kept it on the runway. Famous last words. Whew. You always get that bit of excitement at the end when you fly. quite a long taxi, so I won't show you all that. And yeah, so it's a really enjoyable little flight. I hope you like it too.